I'm Karen Hoyt, Marketing Director at Shasta Regional Medical Center, and we're proud to be part of the conversation that the Forum at KIXE is bringing to our community. Shasta Regional has been around for more than 60 years supporting our community, and we would like to invite you to be a part of the Forum on KIXE. Together, we can support the community that gives us back so much. Thank you.
Hi, and thank you for watching the Forum. I'm your host, Ashley Tate, here with our co-host, Christy Largent, and our guests today, Aaron and Chris Resner. Hello. And they are the owners and of the franchise Dutch Bros.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
And we are so lucky you're probably recognizing Chris because, of course, you were our co-host in our first season on the Forum. So we love having you back with, of course, your better half.
I know. I'm impressed with your guys' new set. Now I see why you guys cut me, so that you could afford the salary. You got rid of my salary, so you could get a new table and a new set, and I can't say I'm
just like everything at public television, the salaries are all in line with, everything. It's good to have you guys. You are just really movers and shakers in our community in the North State. And how many franchises do you own now?
7.
7? Yeah. And how on earth did you get into it? You're young. You're like young and vibrant, and you've got these 7 growing franchises. And tell us about how that happened.
Well, I was informed that we only had 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And I can talk for a while. So I started with Dutch Bros about 15 years ago in Southern Oregon. Dutch Bros itself was started in Grants Pass about 22 years ago. So I started about 15 years ago in Medford, started working nights and moved my way up. And one thing, it's a long story, but I moved to LA for a while and tried to pursue my own thing down there for a while and had the opportunity to move to Redding to franchise and open Dutch Bros here. It took me several years to find the financing. I moved here with a car, and that was about it, and a dream.
And a dream.
Yes.
And had you guys already met at that time?
No, I met Aaron a couple months after I moved here, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And then you were stuck.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then we were both stuck.
That's right.
I had to come back here after school, and it was really nice.
She thought she was getting away from Redding, and I suckered her
That's
back
right.
in. Yeah.
That's right. You're sitting here.
Yeah.
So you guys started Dutch Bros together. Your first one, you both started together, and then it's just kind of grown from there. So how do you take care of all 7 of these?
We're still trying to figure that out.
You guys do a good job because you guys have a good culture. I mean, if you go into any Dutch Bros, I mean, you're going to get the same thing every time. You know, a lot of high energy, good people. They want to talk to you. They get to know you. How did you incorporate that?
Well, it's kind of Dutch Bros in a sense. Is we're all about the culture and about our people.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I tell our employees this a lot, but I feel like you can get a decent cup of coffee anywhere if you're looking for a pick me up and caffeine. So for us, it needs to be more than just a cup of coffee, and people come into Dutch Bros on a day-to-day basis to see their friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's about the relationship that they build, and I think those are the things that people don't usually get that outside. People strive for customer service or what that doesn't usually just mean like you're polite and your manners, but we really try and build relationships with people and invest in who they are and get to know them, and I think those are the reasons why people continue to come.
How do you do that? How does a business owner do that? How do you instill that in your employees?
I don't know. We first of all, we hire. I know. I feel like we really try to hire. We really try to make an effort to hire kids that are genuine and just people in general that are nice people, you know, people that you would want to hang out with. You know, if it's somebody you're talking to them, well, I mean, yesterday, we did interviews yesterday, and we posted it on Facebook that we were going to do an open casting call, because we need about 10 people right now.
I love it.
Wow.
So we put on Facebook, and the reach went nuts on Facebook. It went really viral, and it was seen by about 50,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So we had yesterday from 8:30, scheduled 8:30 to 1:30 to meet at our shop on Churn Creek to whoever wanted to show up and interview. We had about almost 150 people show up. And so we spent 8:30 till 4 interviewing people. And it was really quick. You know, people would come over, and we had it really organized, and people would come over and they'd sit down at the table, and there was like 6 of us. And I basically said, you know, you have 1 minute to tell us why we should hire you, why do you want to work here, and something cool about yourself. What do you like to do for fun? And then I started my timer on my phone and let them talk. And you know, it was interesting because some people
you can just tell.
Yeah, you can tell, like even the way that somebody walks up to the table, the way they carry themselves, the energy that they, you know, sit down, and we're giving high fives to try to like limit their nerves a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And but some people, they sit down and you talk to them for a sec, and they can really only talk for about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, like what do you want to know?
Yeah.
And then there's some people that you just want to keep talking to, and the minute's over, and you're like, man, I gotta cut this off. And so those are the kind of people that I feel like other people are going to want to talk to when they come to our
So
shop.
you had 150 people come in. How many of those 150 did you say, okay, you are on to the next level?
I figured that
Chris
we.
is really generous.
I figured that I picked about 40 people that I would like to bring back in and at least talk to again, and maybe throw them in the shop and let them talk to customers and just see if it seems natural.
Well, I have a funny story about how you with hiring, because one of my girlfriends, her son just finished high school. He needed a job, and while he's in college, and he came to and got hired by you guys.
Oh, really?
And what we've seen with this boy is just like a metamorphosis. He has just blossomed.
Who is it? If you don't mind.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. It's the Graham boy.
Oh, yeah, Gavin.
So Gavin.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he has just blossomed.
He's so
I mean,
sweet.
he was awesome before. Gavin, you were great before. But what I've seen he's just developed who he is, really, and it's kind of coming out of his shell and really just blossoming. And I think for business owners to know that you're having that kind of impact on, how many employees do you have right now?
About 80.
About 80.
80.
We
So you
hover
figure
around
80 lives, 80 families immediately affected, plus all of their relationships.
But the big thing is that
Amazing.
when you talk about impact, I mean, the community service that you guys do is amazing. Because, I mean, they might be impacting 80, right, with their Dutch Bros directly from your business, but all the things you guys do in the community as far as, I mean, what, you did 20 under 40, and I know that's not directly, but they recognized you because of all the community service that you do, and you were the ambassador in 2011.
I believe so.
2011, 2012, somewhere in there. And then you are doing, both of you, doing the YEP, which is the Young Entrepreneurs, and he got so much feedback from that when we did it together that, I mean, people were coming up wanting to hear his story and what he did and how he started. You know, it's kind of a bootstrapping story, and I think that's amazing. And so some of the things you guys have done, like Celebrity Barista was the last thing.
And it was really fun. That was
So-
really, really a great
How
thing.
did that come
Yeah.
about? How
Well, we
did
tried
that
to get
program-
Ashley, and she was like, I'm too much celebrity for
looking
something like that.
Oh my gosh.
It was actually a little brainchild of Shauna from the Record Searchlight, and Turtle Bay came to us because we do a lot of stuff. Our little guy loves Turtle Bay, and we're donors there, and so they came to us and said, we'd love to partner with you guys. And it was really cool. We had a handful of meetings about what we should do and what would be really great, and the idea, who we should pick, all of those sort of things. And then it was really great because their goal was $5,000. They were like, this will be a fantastic event for us. And I felt like we sort of pushed them to get to $5,000. We were like, needs to be a minimum of 5. I think that Chris originally was like, your goal should be somewhere closer to 10. And they felt like that was just really bold. And we ended up raising over $22,000
Oh my
for Turtle Bay.
goodness!
Yeah.
All
So-
in
With a
one
$5,000
day.
In one,
goal.
in
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
It
And
was
how do you
really, really
how did you
great.
market that? I saw it all over Facebook, and
That-
all
that-
of
yeah.
the
was-
celebrity baristas put it on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
How is that the primary
Yeah,
way
it
you
was-
marketed it?
Yeah, we got all of them. We got all of them involved. We got them in our warehouse. We got all of the celebrities in our warehouse, and had a dinner for them. And we talked to them and basically told them that our shops will be busy, most likely anyway. But for this to really spread and grow, they're going to have to push this and really tell their friends. And so some of them weren't too familiar with
How to use
social
Facebook.
media,
media.
and so we sort of did a little education on that, and and so you could just tell. I mean, it was really cool. It was neat to involve all those people. It was neat to help Turtle Bay, but it was really cool to see for our employees, for all of those people to come in and work side by side with them, and it was really cool for the people that came into our shops to see what our crew does on a day-to-day basis,
Right.
and to really see like, wow, these guys actually
they juggle
do
a
more
lot.
than just
Yeah,
like,
they
there
do.
you go, like
Yeah.
there's a lot going on, you know.
And they
So-
never make you feel like they're rushed. I mean, that it's just like when you get a good doctor, you know, you go and you never feel like you're being rushed, even though they have tons of patients waiting out there. And that's how it feels when you go to Dutch Bros. You're like, I'm gonna get my coffee. Well, I don't know what I want to get today, and then you know, they sit there and talk to you. Exactly, and they don't make you feel rushed. Like you got to figure it out.
I love going in, and every time I go in, you know, middle-aged woman, you know, and some days you go in and you're just like practically drug out of bed, and you're driving through, and the cutest boys are always right there at the window, and they're always like, how are you? And they just make you feel like you're Christy Brinkley or something, you know. You drive away with this huge smile and your cup of coffee, and you just feel amazing. And I think that's what, I mean, personally, that's what would steer me in more so than the coffee's fine, but it is really just you walk out there feeling better or you drive out of there feeling better than when you got there. And the funniest thing, one morning I went real early. It was a Saturday morning, and I pulled through right at the one on Market and Eureka Way. So it's early, and I'm so happy and I'm so excited after this amazing conversation. And I'm driving through, and I drove right through that red light. I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. I felt, and they caught me.
Oh no, you got to.
That was an expensive cup of coffee.
Well, tell us a little bit more about just a few of the other things that you support in the community, because I know it's a lot, and we have probably about 2 minutes left, but I really want to get that out because people know you as Dutch Bros, but you do so much more in this community, and we really want to highlight that.
Well, I also sit on the cabinet for the Women's Fund, which is something that collective giving in and of itself is really important to me. It's a really, really great group of women, and I love being able to know that by collectively donating that we are able to give that causes that matter. And so that's something I'm super passionate about. And then I also am a CASA, which is a court-appointed special advocate for Youth in Dependency Court. And so basically we are an advocate inside and outside of the courtroom for youth who are in foster care. And here soon we are going to be partnering with them to do a run to help them raise some more money so that they can have more advocates. So
good. The Casa Fun Run, or
superhero run.
Superhero run.
Which when you see this, it will have been passed, and I'm sure they're going to make a ton of money from that to help
we sure
those
hope
children.
so. And it'll
What
be
a
really
great
fun.
idea, though, to have kids come and run in their little superhero costumes.
Yeah.
I think it's so
fun.
awesome.
And you know, we just appreciate everything that you guys do in the community. And you will hear the names, Chris and Aaron Resner, a lot more over the years, because you've really made an impact already in just how many short years you've been.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years, and thousands and thousands of changed lives. So from the community, we say thank you. And personally, you're an inspiration. You're mom and dad to your 4-year-old, and yet you make time for the important stuff in our community. So thank you for being on our show. And we'll be right back in just a few seconds with more here at the Forum.
Hi, and we're back here with Jana Leard. She is the owner of Vintner Cellars and the director, one of the directors at the Cascade Theater.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're continuing our theme, of course, with small business owners, and you kind of have two things going, because not only do you own Vintner Cellars, but as director at the Cascade, that's like a full-time job. So, well, let's start with Vintners, and tell us a little bit about what do you do there, and tell us about the shop. What do you call it? A wine bar? No.
We are a winemaking facility and a tasting room. So something that makes us unique from other tasting rooms in the Reading area is that all of our customers can become winemakers themselves.
Oh, wow.
So they come in, they do a full tasting, they find a wine they like, and if they find a specific wine they want to make, then we can actually import that juice.
Really?
And we contract with vineyards all around the world, and then we actually start the fermentation process with them there on site. So they come
So you
in
get to
and
decide if you're going to do oak or no oak.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my
Sweeter,
gosh.
drier.
Oh, I love that. And do you get to taste throughout, or no? Is it like,
Absolutely. It's a whole hands-on process.
so how long does that generally take?
It takes anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks.
Wow.
Depending on how involved you want to be. But from juice to wine, it's about 12 weeks.
Wow. So
Yeah.
could you come in like with a group of people and say, we're going to make a wine to celebrate our family?
Yep.
Or
We get
to
that all
celebrate
the
our
time.
organization? And
And then when the wine's completed, then we give them a call, and they come in with their friends and family, and they do a full bottling party. So they actually bottle, they fill the bottle, they use our Italian floor corker, and then we help them design their own custom label.
Oh my God.
So they bring in a family photo, whatever they want to do, and then.
Did you do that with Go Reading? And they did their,
I don't know.
or maybe they just put labels on wine.
Oh,
I
maybe.
don't know.
Yeah.
But that would be really awesome.
Yeah.
To get your own bottle of wine made.
So
or
how
to
did you get
do
into
for-
that? What
my
prompted you to
gosh.
start this business?
Well, we came across the idea when my husband and I first got married. We lived down in Ventura County, and he was a civilian employee for the Navy, and so he had to go to Hawaii for a conference, and I went with him just for fun.
Of course.
And one of his coworkers who lives there actually. She bottles and makes her own wine because she was allergic to sulfites in wine. Yes. So she bottles and makes her own wine total sulfite free. And so then we came across this concept, and when we moved back to Reading, we thought, wow, wouldn't that be great if we actually could do something like that? We didn't even know that people could, like individuals could make their own wine. We thought only wineries made their own wine.
Right.
So then we came across this concept, and then we found out that there's franchises available, and then we opened a franchise.
I love that.
Oh, wow. So Vintner's Cellar is actually a franchise. Where are they headquartered?
They were headquartered in Michigan.
Okay. Wow. No, you don't think of Michigan as a
I know.
wine haven.
Nope.
Yeah.
But you can import the wines from anywhere. I mean, the juices from anywhere, and that's like the important part,
Yeah.
right? The juices. I think that's amazing that you can do the sulfite free, because I've met so many people who cannot drink red wines because of that. And I mean, this is huge. So if you are sulfite free, never get to Vintners, because I might have to go there just so I can have it in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much-
Where's your
that's so-
location?
We're located downtown on the corner of Placer and California Streets.
Okay.
We've been there for 7
cute.
years.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's such a cute
know.
it's such a cute storefront.
It
And
is.
I've noticed you do some special things in the community, like did you have a one-act play there that I was
We
seeing?
do. We have all kinds of things come through. We do a ton of fundraisers, and we've had all kinds of shows and plays and retirement parties, anniversaries. We've had
love it.
weddings there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
been pretty neat.
We'll have to get some pictures of the inside so people can kind of see
Yeah.
what it's like in there.
Yeah.
That's really, that sounds like a big space where you can do that kind of stuff.
Actually, it's an intimate space.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
big enough so that
Big
you can
enough.
have your
Exactly.
plays and people in there to watch
Well,
them.
I think there was a one-act you had last winter, a man doing a single one-act or a solo, like a soliloquy kind of play.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those.
Yeah, and I was looking in and I thought, gosh, that looks like the perfect setup because your audience is just right there,
Yep.
so close to you.
Yeah.
So how long have you been open?
We've been open for 7 years.
Okay.
We're going on our 8th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right through the recession.
Oh, yes.
Right into it and now
Well,
out
I
of
think
it.
one of the
Yeah.
big things about you is that, it is pretty amazing that you're an owner of Vintners, and I'm sure you have your husband to help you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But that gives you a little bit of freedom to go and do Cascade Christmas. And that's something that's kind of a staple now in Reading. It's here. We all buy our tickets. We're bringing our kids. It's such an amazing production, and it just seems to keep getting better each year. So how did you get involved with that?
Well, I was a performer with the Dance Project when they first started Cascade Christmas. And I was a singer, actor, dancer with them for, 7 years.
Wow.
And then when Dance Project actually closed, the Cascade Theater wanted to continue the tradition for the community.
Right.
And so the general manager asked me if I would be interested in continuing as the director.
That's such an
and
honor.
I believed in the show, and so I'm on my 3rd year.
Wow.
As director.
And it's great.
amazing.
If you haven't seen it yet, this is a great time to get your tickets and go
Yeah.
see it because it's truly a highlight of the year. But
And
it's
it's
not
only there for 4 or 5 days, right? Or
No, we have 2 weekends.
Oh, you have 2. Okay, well.
We always
4.
open Thanksgiving weekend, and then it continues to the following weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing with that is that's not the only thing, though, that you're doing there. So if you miss the Cascade Christmas, what's upcoming next?
Our next production is our spring musical production, and this year we're doing The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, tell us
And
about it.
The Wizard of Oz, well, first of all, this marks the 75th year for Wizard of Oz.
And it also is an anniversary for yourself as well.
It
so-
is. 10 years ago, the Cascade Theater did its grand reopening with its full ribbon cutting ceremony with a viewing of the movie The Wizard of Oz. And Dance Project was asked to do a little snippet from The
Enactment,
Wizard of Oz.
And you were.
I play Dorothy. I play the role of Dorothy with little Toto.
And are you going to be playing Dorothy again this year?
You know what? I was cast to play the role of Dorothy.
I love it.
So
I
on our
love it.
grand 10-year anniversary, I'll be playing the role of Dorothy.
Which means you have to go see it, because then maybe they'll have a little comparison of when you were there 10 years ago.
We're going to do all
how you
kinds
are
of fun
now.
stuff. So
That'll be lots of fun.
That's
Yeah.
so neat.
I'll have to
Well,
take my daughter to
it's
see
so
that.
funny because my dad ushers at the Cascade. He just periodically ushers, and every time he goes to either Cascade Christmas or Hairspray, which was phenomenal, or Fiddler was one of your things, he's like, this is the best ever. This is the best production I've ever seen, and every single one gets better and better and better.
I do have to say, Hairspray was amazing. I
It
didn't
was
get to see
amazing.
Fiddler, but Hairspray, you did phenomenal on
Thank
that.
you.
I mean,
It was great.
I was a little shocked when I went to, I mean, I have a funny story about that. I'm trying not to tell too much of it, but I didn't realize it was a show a little bit on segregation.
yeah.
You did it?
I did.
Had you seen the movie?
I had not. I hadn't seen the movie. I hadn't seen
you
the
didn't
play, and
know.
all I thought it was someone wanting to, dance that couldn't dance. And so I'm there, and I brought all my friends, and I was very surprised at the full.
It's a great show.
show, yeah.
It's a huge
You
production.
did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
I mean, it
thanks.
was really fantastic.
I mean, it was well
so-
done. I love Hairspray. My daughter is in love with the movie. She's young, she's 9, but we've watched it a lot, and my children are Chinese, so living in Reading, it's not very multicultural here, as we know, and
getting
so
better.
it's brought our especially the forum is multicultural. But I love that you're doing things like Hairspray because really that brings the conversation to the table,
That's right.
and so we love talking about it in our family
Yeah.
about race relations, if you will, and culturally, and
We
how
like talking
could the
about it
United
offset.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty neat, and I think it's exciting that you're doing things like that.
Yeah.
And what's your vision as far as what you're going to do with the Cascade from here on out?
Well, I do not plan on leaving. I do not plan on leaving, and I just signed another 5-year contract with them, so I'll be there for at least another 5 years, and then we'll go from there.
So how do you balance everything? I mean, do you have kids?
I do. I
Oh
have a
my
little.
goodness,
I have
how
a
do you balance?
20-month-old son.
Oh, baby.
And he keeps me very busy. But luckily,
Yes.
I have an amazing support system.
Yes, it's
And truly, my husband is, he's amazing. He's amazing.
You can say
could
that
not-
again. You can
he's
say it right
amazing.
into the
He's
camera.
amazing.
You hear that?
I couldn't do without him. So
No, I mean, what other type of community service things do you do? I mean, with, the Cascade, do you guys do any, I mean, you guys obviously give away some of those tickets sometimes so people can come and use them for their fundraisers. And what other things do you involve the community in your...
Well, I'm the education manager for the Cascade Theater. So every production that we do, we invite all the schools, some of the retirement homes, some of the charter schools to come. And so I've actually been the manager with them on the school show side for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And so we've brought over 30,000 kids to the shows.
Wow.
And so I'm very involved with that. We stay very busy with our fundraisers, and the Cascade's always looking to, better the community and bring in new acts.
Yeah, I
And
was going to say, how can people find out if they want to audition?
all they need to do is go to cascadetheater.org.
CascadeTheater.org. Go there. I mean, there's so much talent here.
And our
It's just
company is
amazing.
growing. I mean, we had over 160 people register for auditions for Wizard of Oz. Wow. We casted
Wow.
40, so it was very difficult.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
We have quite the talent pool.
We really
Yes,
do.
we do.
Yeah, in the
We do
North
in
State.
Reading,
And I think
yeah.
people come from all over.
They do.
To be a part of that. Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty grueling, right, during that production
hard.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it.
No,
change it.
no, but I mean for the actors and when they're doing the rehearsals,
They work
it's-
hard.
it's yeah,
They work very hard.
Yeah,
They have to build up their endurance and
and the
make
kids
it so
that are part of that.
Well, and I know with being my kids at Reading School of the Arts and having many of the kids from there perform in your productions, it's such a valuable learning tool for them.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they're seeing from the inside out what a real production is
Yeah.
like and what's involved with it.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
They work hard.
Yeah, and then everybody benefits. The community benefits.
I don't
that
think
whole.
she's very lenient on them either. Did you see that? She's like, they work hard.
They work hard.
So
Yeah.
if you want to come audition, you better be ready to work. But that's how the productions come out
They're
so well.
so good.
I mean, you just do an amazing job. And I will definitely come to
Yes.
Vintners and try to make my own Pinot Noir.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're going
Nice.
to walk me through that process?
Absolutely.
All
And
right.
do you have to make a reservation, back to the vintners?
Yeah.
Do you need reservations to come in, or
No,
do you just walk
absolutely
in,
not.
or how
You
does
just
it work?
Walk anytime you want. Any of my hosts are happy to help you out. If you don't know any idea of what you want to do, they'll walk you through it.
So can you come in just for wine tasting? Okay. So just come in with some friends, instead of having a regular glass of wine, we're going to have a tasting, or
I love that.
Yeah, that's really neat. What a nice addition for our community.
Yeah,
Yes.
we love it.
Yeah. And we thank you for all that you're doing. I mean, really, your work at the Cascade, I benefited in many, many ways.
Yeah.
And being able to go with my kids to the programs,
Yeah.
and then go with them from the school. Same thing. It's just exciting to see the impact that you guys are having on so
thank
many
you.
families. Thank you, and children.
Yes.
So, and thanks for all your hard work as a mom, and oh my goodness, running basically two businesses in a
Super
sense.
mom here.
Yeah.
You are.
thank
You really
you.
are. It's amazing that you do
Yeah. So we'll keep our eyes open. You can check at cascadetheater.org if you want more information. And once again, we've had a fun event here at the Forum. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week right here. So thank you. Good job.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
I'm Karen Hoyt, Marketing Director at Shasta Regional Medical Center, and we're proud to be part of the conversation that the Forum at KIXE is bringing to our community. Shasta Regional has been around for more than 60 years supporting our community, and we would like to invite you to be a part of the Forum on KIXE. Together, we can support the community that gives us back so much. Thank you.